So today I'm going to try to change out these halogen fog lights I have to LED lights, similar to what I have in the regular driving lights. So what I did was I went and got H11 NAOEVO lights, and they were actually regular headlights, so they're going to be bright. And I'm going to just go ahead and put those inside the where the fog lights are. So hopefully everything fits up right and I don't have any issues. I think it should work, but we'll get rid of that yellow look that you see there on those fog lights. So we'll see how it is when I'm finished. All right, so looking in underneath, trying to figure out what I gotta take off. So this here is right underneath where I need to get my hand up so I can get at the bulb, and this is the splash guard that is also part of the wheel well splash guard. This is the splash guard that goes from this end all the way to the other side of the car. There's a little screw right here that needs to come out. So I might be able to separate this enough by taking out some of these little rivets, plastic rivets that go all the way around the inside of the wheel well, to pull it back far enough to get my hand in there and be able to get the bulb out. So let me start taking some of those rivets out. So this screw that I was just showing you before is a number 8 millimeter. So I'm just going to take that out first, and then I'll work my way around to see if I can take some of those little plastic rivets out. And then we'll see if we can get our hand in there. So I went ahead and turned the wheel hard to the right, and now I can see where those little rivets are. So I think I should be able to undo these two, and that might be enough for me to pull it back without having to take the whole thing off. So we'll give that a shot. So I have one of these little plastic rivet puller pry bar things, so that way you don't mar up your car if you're trying to get something off and you're using a metal one. So that one was able to pop it out, so I'll just do the same on the other one, and you should be able to get that off of there. Get the other one in there. It's a little stubborn, but should be able to do it. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands. So. All right, so once you pop the middle out, then you just get behind the back of that piece that it's going through, and then you pop that out, and that way you can go ahead and pull the rivet out altogether. So I've got a different version, a metal one. Gives me a little more leverage, and you can just pop that out. Pop the other one out. All right, so now that moves around enough where I think I can get my hand in there. So let me get underneath and take a look. All right, so here I am underneath. I was able to pull this part right here, which is part of the wheel well back. This tucks up underneath this other piece, but I am, now that I've got some room there, able to pull it away. So now I can get my hand in there and reach up and go ahead and pull out that bulb. So let me get that done. All right, so I just put a piece of wood there to hold that open for me while I go ahead and get my hand up inside there. So I'm going to try to show you that while I lay the phone down so you can see up into that area where the fog light is. All right, so now you can see the fog light assembly there and the connection. So what you got to do is reach up there grab the bulb connector, and I know you can't see anything, and then I'm turning it to the left, and it should loosen up and come out. And then we'll be able to disconnect it and put our new bulb in. There we go. So we got it. Pull that down. All right, so there's our connection. There's our bulb. So let me grab the new one and go ahead and put that in. So now we're looking at the old bulb, and then here's the new LED that I'm going to put it in its place. There should be enough room. It is a little bit longer in the back because of the fan that's in the back there, with probably some electronics to make sure that the code doesn't show up that keeps telling me my fog light bulb is out. So we won't get an error there, but the connection is here. We just plug it in there and then tuck it up behind there. So we'll go ahead and give that a try. I did call or send an email to NAO. They told me I had H7s in here, so I took their word for it. It looks like after I pulled these out the other day, they were H11s, not H7s. So I went ahead and got their version of the H11 because that's the connector I need, and we'll just see how this works now. So there's two tabs on the side of the connector. You just got to squeeze them together and pull the bulb down, and they'll come out. And then for the new bulb, so LEDs, the polarity matters. So it does say positive and negative on here, but I don't know where positive and negative is on this unless I do a check. There's a brown wire and a green wire, so we'll find out if the green wire is positive or if the brown wire is positive. I think it's the brown. So we'll plug it in and then we'll turn them on. We'll see if it turns on. If it doesn't turn on, just go ahead and change out the connection, swap it around. Let's go check. So I did have to swap out the connector, or at least go ahead and change the positive and negative that I had there. So that's what it looks like outside, and we'll go ahead and install it and see what it looks like inside. So we're back looking up into where the fog light goes. I'm gonna try to put this through the hole and then turn it so it locks into place. So let's give that a try. All right, so I was able to get it up and in there. I was a little nervous at first because it is a tight fit, but I was able to pull on the front bumper forward, and there's a plastic piece that is also behind the fog light that I was able to push back on, and then that gave me just enough room to be able to get the fog light in there. And then once you get it in, you just have to make sure you turn it so it locks into place. So that one's in there. We'll take a look and see how it is. All right, so I got it in place. I turned it on. So there's a quick look at what it looks like. And then I'll show you what the other one looks like. So here's the other side with the old halogen. Clearly a pretty big difference in the amount of white light that you can see now. So we'll go ahead and do the same process on the passenger side. So I just wanted to take a shot of the passenger side, and the good thing here is that there is a lot more room behind the fog light so you can just get your hand up there and easily put the fog light in place. But everything else was the same. The 2 rivets I removed from inside the wheel well, the one screw that was holding the wheel well cover down underneath, and then one of the plastic rivets underneath that was connected to the bumper. All the same setup as the other side, just a lot more room, so it's going to be a lot easier to just put this in and lock it down. All right, so there's a quick picture of it. It's in place on the passenger side, connected up, and ready to go. So we'll just give them a test. And the green wire is the positive wire, so if you do have green and brown wires, the green wire is the one that is positive and the brown one is negative. So there's what the fog light looks like inside. So the LEDs point, I guess, on the left side and the right side. And I've seen some videos where people actually take this trim off, but they have a different type of trim than I do. So that might be on the sport model. This is actually a C300 luxury. So I think that's why my trim is a little bit different. So I don't have 3 screws that you can just take off from the front and try to get your hand in and reach around to the back to take out the bulbs. So that's why I had to do it from taking off the splash guard from the wheel well a little bit and underneath. So we'll check it out with both lights on. So there's the passenger side. Both fog lights are now done. The NAOEVO H11s are in place, and my high beams and low beams have the same NAO LED bulbs in them, which I really like. So they're matching pretty well. So then when it gets a little bit darker, I'll just show you what they look like at night. So here it is at night. Got the LED fog lights in, and you can see they're definitely brighter and definitely project more light. So that's it. LED fog lights, pretty easy.